Good morning, friends. In the last class, we were discussing what ninth problem, example problem, right? 5.9. I given how to solve this and how to frame the equations, and we calculated a acceleration 9.6 meter per second square. I asked you to substitute that acceleration in any one of the equation. You will get tension 27.1 Newton. Next, rolling friction is there, that we will see in the end of this lesson. And next we will see the circular motion. This already you have seen in the motion in plane, but that case is different, and here the circular motion is different. Okay, there circular motion means in motion in plane, an object is move around the fixed point. Actually, we have seen a string. Object tied to a string, and with another end we circulate that horizontally, right? But here not like that. No string is here, no object. Here object moves on a circular road or curve. So circular motion. When body moves in a circular motion, it experiences which force? Centripetal force. Who provides the centripetal force? In motion in plane, who provides the centripetal force for that? For a string, no, sorry. In motion in plane, we did not say. Direct body moves in a circular motion, right. Okay. Who provides the circular motion? We will see now. Now, here, vehicle is moving on a circular road. Vehicle is moving on a circular road. Okay. Clear? Car is moving on a circular road. With velocity v. V is the velocity of the car. M is the mass of the car. The circular road center for this circular path is here. This is the center for this circular road, and this is the radius of circular path. Let us say R. As circular road. This is a curve, right? Up to here it's looking like a curve. If we extend this curve, it forms a circle. Okay, when body moves in a circular path, it experiences centripetal force. Am I correct? It experiences which force? Centripetal force. So that you take it as a MC. Centripetal force. What is the formula? Centripetal force formula? Already we have seen, that is mv square by r. We have seen centripetal acceleration equation actually. A is equal to v square by r. We proved in motion in plane. Okay, so F is equal to ma according to Newton's second law. A we proved as A is equal to v square by r. Then F is equal to what happened? M v square by r. This we mentioned centripetal acceleration, right? So if we substitute acceleration here, this will become centripetal force. So that already we have seen. So now who providing this centripetal force to the object? Okay. Friction providing centripetal force. Already we mentioned use of the friction. We can walk. Without friction, it is impossible to walk. Here, tires, between tires and road, there is a friction. that provides the centripetal force. Okay, which friction is maximum friction? What is that? Maximum friction is static friction. So, static friction Fs, maximum static friction provides this centripetal force. Clear? So, what is maximum Fs? Formula. This is equal to N into mu s. So, according to this, Fs max is equal to Fc. So, then this I can write N into mu s is equal to, what is centripetal force? mv square by r. This friction only providing centripetal force. So, this we can write mg into mu s is equal to mv square by r. Cancel. So, v square is equal to r g mu s, and v is equal to root of r g mu s. Clear? So, v is equal to under root of mu g under root of r g mu s. So, what is the use of this equation? Which condition I have taken? This is the condition I have taken. Okay? Clear? If you increase the velocity, then centripetal force increases. Centripetal force increases, then what happens? It dominates the static friction. Right? If static now, it means what? If we move the more than this velocity, which force dominates? Centripetal force dominates. Means, of course, friction is there. Friction is providing centripetal force up to certain value only. Right? Other than that, it's not possible. So then what happened? For safe journey on this curved road, the maximum velocity, we have taken max. This is V max. Max is equal to under root of R G mu s. Clear? If velocity of the vehicle is less than V max, then vehicle moves smoothly on a curved road. If velocity of vehicle is greater than V max, in this case, friction is not helps. Even friction is there, but due to this more velocity, centripetal force dominates. Once centripetal force dominates, then vehicle, what happens? It will take over. Clear? It will turn like this. Understand? Why on the curved roads vehicle take overturn? Because of more speed. For every curved road, there is a limit. Velocity limit on that road. That limit is what? Maximum limit is V max is equal to under root of R G mu s. So G value we cannot change. To change the V maximum, what are V max is depend on mu s and R. Mu s and R, mu s is always, this is already mentioned, it's depend on the nature of the contact surface. Or what are the contact surfaces on the road? That is tar road and the tires. Vehicle tires and tar road is same for all the vehicles. Am I correct or not? So only the V max is depend on the radius. Means if the curved road has more radius, large radius, then we can move very fast because maximum velocity is increases. Clear? We cannot move high velocity. We cannot take the turn with a high velocity. Clear? If you have a narrow curve is there, in the narrow turn, you will move with high velocity? No. Automatically, knowing or unknowingly, what we will do? We reduce our speed. Reason is this one. If very short means curve radius is small, and that road velocity will be small. That's why we reduce the. It's depend on what? Friction. Clear? But this value is not changing. It's depend on the nature of the surfaces. Tiles always we will do for all tiles made with the same material, and tar road everywhere the same material, right? So that Vs remains same. So V and R. If R increases, V increases. If R reduces, R is less, V less. Means on narrow roads we will narrow roads in the sense narrow turns we will move very slow. This is the reason. Large radius, if you see the highways, on highways flat curve, you will see that on the flat road curve is very radius is very long. To take the turn, it take long curve, right? Reason is this: to move with high velocity on the curves. Instead of taking narrow turn, they will they will construct the road with a large radius, right? Reason, if you move with a high velocity, centripetal force dominates. Then centripetal force dominates. What happens? They will take overturn. It will become upside down. Understand? So this is the reason. So in a circular motion, this we call it as on a level road. Actually, first concept is on level. Level road. So what do we expect the question? Derive the or arrive the expression for maximum velocity on a level road. Then this is the proof. On a level road, on a curved road, centripetal force, maximum static friction provides the centripetal force. So that we equated, we got the maximum speed on this level. Okay? So we got this expression. So always for same journey, the vehicle velocity should be less than V max. Okay? If you violate this condition, then what will happen? Our journey will not be safe. So this is the first one. Second one is bank road, that we will see now. Okay, I forgot to draw this forces. Normal reaction acts up, mg acts, it is not straight, perpendicular, and mg acts downwards, friction acts in this direction. What is the tendency of the vehicle? Move out. Okay? Then friction acts towards the center. So this provides the centripetal force. Understand? On the curved road, what is the tendency of the vehicle? Slide outside. So friction acts inside. This friction provides the centripetal force. Now next we will see on banked road. Next, motion of car on a banked road. So one is previous discussion is flat road. Banked road means it's not flat. Outer edge just it elevated. Okay? For a ground level, if you take it the reference as a ground level, inner edge will be at the ground level, outer edge will be elevated. You will see this in highways, where on the narrow turns. Okay? Their outer edge will be little elevated than lower edge. So, like this. This is the ground. This is inner edge. Now turn is like this. Clear? Outer edge is elevated. Now here car is This is the car. Okay, it's moving like this. It's not moving up the plane. It is moving. This is a curve. Now, what are the forces are acting? This is angle theta. Normal reaction acts upwards. Mg acts downwards. Friction acts along the plane. This is F S. Centripetal force acts in this direction towards center. This is F C. Vehicle velocity is V, mass is M. Okay, now free body diagram I am drawing. I am just taking x axis and y axis. Which one force is acting along this direction? That is normal reaction N. Another force is acting like this. This is what is this? Mg. Sorry, normal reaction is acts. What is the direction of the normal reaction? Perpendicular to the what? Perpendicular to the contact surface. Am I correct or not? So, like this. This is the contact surface. So, normal reaction will act in this direction. Here. Now, this is so normal reaction is acting like this. Okay, centripetal force acting like this. This is N, this is Fc, and frictional force acting like this. Starting Fs. Right? See, this angle is theta. This centripetal force and horizontal both are parallel. If this angle is theta, this will be theta. Okay? Right? And if this is theta, this angle also be theta. Right? Because this line and this dotted line are perpendicular. If I take theta here, this normal reaction and Fs are perpendicular. So this is theta, this will become 90 minus theta, and this line and this dotted line 90. So this is 90 minus theta, then this is 90 minus theta. Then obviously this would be theta. Right? So these are the forces are acting on the vehicle. Now this I can write same diagram. I can make it like this. Same. Mg already acting along y direction, no problem. Downwards, very clear. This normal reaction I am writing to the y axis. N cos theta. Theta subtended side is cos theta. Another component is N sin theta. Clear? N over. Already Fc is acting along x axis but negative direction. Fs, this is making an angle with x axis. So this I can write Fs cos theta. This one along this direction. Another one along y direction. This is Fs sin theta. Am I correct or not? Already Mg acting y direction I written. Fc also acting along negative x axis over. This normal reaction and Fs I resolve along y and x. Theta subtended side is cos theta, other side is sin theta. For normal reaction, positive y axis is n cos theta, and then negative x axis is n sin theta. Theta subtended side cos. For frictional force, with negative axis, negative x axis, it is making an angle theta. So along negative x axis, what happened? Fs cos theta. Other is negative y axis is sin theta. Now all the forces are we resolved into x and y direction. And now how can we write along y direction? Along y direction. What is upward force? N cos theta. What is downward force? F S sin theta plus mg. Am I correct or not? N cos theta acting upwards, remaining other acting downwards. Right? This I can write. What is our Fs formula? Maximum starting friction formula. Fs is equal to mu s into N. Am I correct or not? So this will become N cos theta minus mu s N sin theta plus mg. Now this comes to this side. N cos theta minus mu s N sin theta is equal to mg. Make it take it N common. Cos theta minus mu s sin theta is equal to mg. Then n is equal to what? mg by cos theta minus mu s sin theta. Just I made n something. Next I am taking along x direction. Who providing me a centripetal force? This Fc provides by Fs cos theta and n sin theta. So what is Fc? Centripetal force formula. What is the velocity of the vehicle? V. Then this is m v square by r. For this curved path, radius is somewhere. Center will be here. From here to here, radius is there. Center of the road. To the center of the road. So this is r. So along the x direction, who is providing this Fc? Fs cos theta and n sin theta. So this I can write n sin theta plus f s cos theta is equal to m v square by r. So n sin theta, this is what? Already we mentioned mu s n cos theta is equal to mv square by r. Okay. Now in this n common, n sin theta plus mu s cos theta is equal to mv square by r. From this equation 1, this is equation 2. 1 substitute in 2. 1 substitute in 2. 1 substitute in 2. Here what do you get? N g into sin theta plus mu s cos theta by cos theta minus mu s sin theta is equal to mv square by r. Right? Which will be cancelled. M will be cancelled. Right? Then we have to simplify this equation. Cos theta take common here. If we take in cos theta common, what do you get? Sin theta by cos theta plus mu s by, here g is there, so g into, in denominator also cos theta common, cos theta 1 minus mu s sin theta by cos theta is equal to V square by R. Suppose if you have a confusion here, cos theta multiply inside, again you will get this equation. If multiply inside cos theta into sin theta by cos theta cancel, and mu s cos theta, you will get the same. So nothing wrong. This equation writing in this way. So cos theta cancel. G sin by cos tan theta plus mu s by 1 minus mu s tan theta is equal to V square by R. I am making V is subjective. So V here is square. If I am making V square subjective, this will become R G tan theta plus mu s by 1 minus mu s tan theta. Then this is V. V is equal to under root of R G tan theta plus mu s by 1 minus mu s tan theta. So this is what? Maximum possible velocity on banked road. Okay? Why they banked outer edge they elevated? Reason to on flat road we are moving with high velocities to avoid the reduced velocity. They banked this road. Understand? If not, what happens when reduces? We will reduce our speed. We slow down our vehicle. Understand? So to maintain the same speed, we need to bank the road. Okay, outer edge elevated. This is the possible. It's depend on again what? With what angle we need to bank. That's depend on the radius. Clear? Or if you want to calculate theta, then we concentrate on velocity. If you want to know that for a certain velocity, what should be the angle? What should be the banking angle? In that case, we need to make it tan theta as a subject. So this we do expect for what? 5 marks. Very simple. What you need to do? Just draw the diagram and in what direction forces are acting. Identifying is important. Normal reaction perpendicular to the plane, centripetal force acts toward the center, frictional force acts down the plane because the tight tendency on a curved road move out, then weight acts downwards. These same forces have drawn here, then I resolve into along x and y directions and I equated up for along y direction forces. And on the x direction forces not equated. Here, centripetal forces provides by Fs cos theta and n sin theta that I framed and I eliminated. But from first equation, I substituted n in second equation. Why our interest is finding velocity. You may have wondered why don't you substitute n from second equation in first equation? It is also possible to avoid complicated equations. I follow this. Clear? So make a note on this. We have one special case. If mu s is equal to 0, means no friction. Is it possible or not? We will check. Mu s is 0. What will happen? This equation V max is equal to, if mu s is 0, this mu s into mu s tan theta, right? So this is under root of Rg tan theta plus mu s is 0 by 1 minus 0. This total under root 1 minus 0 1. So V max is equal to root of Rg tan theta. Okay, this is a special formula. Here what did they mention? Suppose all this speed, frictional force is not needed at all to provide the necessary centripetal force. Driving at this speed on a banked road will cause little wear and tear of the tires. Then V max we will take it as, this is V naught. This we call it as an optimum speed. This we call it as optimum speed. At optimum speed, what happened? No friction is required to provide the necessary centripetal force. But there is a problem. We have wear and tear. There is some damage. It will occur when we move with the speed. Clear? The same equation also tells you that V is less than V naught. Frictional force will help you to frictional force will be up the slope, and then car can park only at if theta is less than or equal to mu s. Okay, so remember these two formulas, optimum speed and the maximum speed. Clear? So very important. Next example problem 10. A cyclist speeding at 18 km per hour on a level road take a sharp circular turn of radius 3 meters without reducing the speed. The coefficient of static friction between the tires and the road is 0.1. Will the cyclist slip while taking the turn? First we will check the speed is within the limit or not. So cycle speed at 18 kilometers per hour. So V 18 kilometers per hour. This we need to convert into meter per second. 18 into, what is the conversion factor? 5 by 18. 18 cancel. This is 5 meter per second. Okay. Next, radius of the curve, circular track or road is 3 meters. Coefficient of friction mu s is equal to 0.1. Okay. On a level road, this is on a level road. What is the level road maximum speed formula? V max is equal to under root of mu r g. So, or mu s r g. So this is under root of 0.1 into r is 3 meters into g is asking us to take 9.8. Okay, g is 9.8 meter per second square. This if you multiply 3 into 8, 24, 27, 29. Okay, one decimal is there into 0.1. So one more decimal will increase 2.94. Okay, root of 2.94. Clear? So we will calculate now root of are almost 3. Root of 2.94. So this is 1.71. 1.71 meter per second. So for a given circular road, coefficient of friction is 0.1. G is 9.8, radius is 3 meters. So on that road maximum speed is 1.71. But how it is moving, he is moving within 5 meters per second. So is it possible? Will he take safe turn? No, because his speed is greater than maximum limit. So cycle will not move. It slips on the road. He will fall. Okay. So the condition is not obeyed. The cyclist will slip while taking the circular turn. If its speed is less than this one, if it is move with 0.71, then he can take the safe turn without slipping. But he is moving with, according to given data, he is moving with more than the limit or maximum velocity on the given curved road. So he will slip. Next, 11th one. A circular race track of the radius 300 meters banked at an angle 15 degree. So R is equal to 300 meters banked at 15 degrees. Theta is equal to 15 degrees. If the coefficient of friction between the wheel of a race car and the road is 0.2, mu s is equal to 0.2. Okay, optimum speed of the race car to avoid wear and tear on its tires, and maximum possible speed to avoid the slipping. They are asking V0 and Vmax on a bank road. V0 is what? Direct formula. V0 is under root of Rg tan theta. G asking us to take 9.8 meter per second square. Then V0 is equal to under root of 300 into 9.8 into tan 15. Okay, tan 15 value, if you have a tangent table, we will come to know. Otherwise, see scientific calculator. Clear? Tan 15. It is around 0.26. So under root of 300 into 9.8 into 0.26. Okay, multiply is equal to into 9.8 into 300. It is 787 root of. Clear? So we need to find out root of 787. Root of 787. This is 28 meter per second. This is the optimum speed. Yeah, we got 28. They give it 28.1. Next they ask the maximum speed, Vmax. Okay, under root of, what is the formula? Rg tan theta plus mu s by 1 minus mu s tan theta. Am I correct or not? So substitute the values. Under root of 300 into 9.8 tan 15 plus 0.2 by 1 minus 0.2 tan 15. So this will be 300 into 9.8 tan 15 already we have given 0.26 plus 0.2 by 1 minus 0.2 into 0.26. Okay, simplify this first. Do this operation. This I will do. 300 into 9.8. This is 0.46 by 1 minus 2 into 6 to 12. 2 into 2, 4, 5. How many decimals? 3 decimals is required. 0.0. Now subtract, then denominator subtract, numerator multiply. After division you take the root. You will get the answer. That is, you will get 38.1. After doing this calculation, you will get 38.1 meter per second. This is the maximum speed. Clear? So according to question. Next one is rolling friction. In the beginning I mentioned that is rolling friction. This is one kind of friction. Okay. Next one, last one is rolling friction. This is one kind of friction. Clear? We have 3 friction actually. Static friction, kinetic friction and rolling friction. When static friction acts, when body tended to move, static friction acts. That static friction will become maximum. It's dependent on the upright force. Clear? Or that we call it as a limiting friction also. Sometimes we call it as. Once it is body start in motion, it's moving, then the friction acts. Then that friction we call it as a kinetic friction. When it's sliding on the body, or when it is moving on, not sliding on the body, it is sliding on the floor or sliding on the road, whatever may be. It's moved, it slides on other body. Then kinetic friction is comes into play. Other than that, means if body rolls, if cylinder, if keep it on a inclined plane, it is rolling. You see the ball bearings, they rolls between two frames, clear. Two rims actually, I don't know exactly that name is, but ball bearings are rolling. So when the body rolls, friction between the contact surfaces or relative motion, which is opposite, when body is rolling, that friction we call it as a rolling friction. So we don't study about, they did not give much about the rolling friction. They given only static friction and kinetic friction, but a comparison, static friction is greater than, kinetic friction is greater than rolling friction. Similarly, coefficient of static friction is greater than, coefficient of kinetic friction is greater than coefficient of rolling friction. Okay, clear? So this is about rolling friction. It's not much about, they did not give also. And we have some uses and advantages and disadvantages due to friction. Advantages already we have seen, we can walk, we can ride, okay, we can hold. There are many uses are there. Disadvantages. Due to this friction, what happens? We need to put more efforts. Okay, we need to, due to this friction, energy loss will be there, power loss is there. Okay, this is the major disadvantage, these two only. Like how to reduce this friction? We have different methods. One is polishing, smoothing the surfaces. So by smoothing surfaces, we can reduce the friction. Next one, using oils, lubricants, that we call it as a lubricants. You see that engines, our vehicle, after traveling, after completing 2,500, 3,000 kilometers, we change the lubricants. So lubricants is used to reduce the friction between the gears. Okay, whatever there inside the engine. So that friction, of course, the lubricants helps to reduce the friction. Another advantage also there in the lubricants, that's not required. So one of the advantages of the lubricants is reduce the friction. Next one is streamlining of the vehicle. This is separate construction of the designing of the vehicle. If you see the fast moving planes, how there the front face, it will be sharp, it will be like this. If you see the bullet trains, how it the engine front face, it will look like a beak of the birds. Reason is what, instead of this, if you construct like this front face like our bus, what happened? These are high speed vehicles. These are, when compared with this is let us say bus. Which bullet train and bus, which move very fast, which vehicle moves fast? Bullet train. So to avoid the resistance due to air, they construct like this. This we call as a streamlining. So three methods. One is polishing the surfaces. Polishing also, if we polish, heavy polish, then friction increases. Moderately polish, friction decreases. Okay, moderate polishing, friction decreases. Heavily polished, friction increases. But anyway, one polishing is reduces the friction, one method. Next method, using ball bearings. Okay, next one is ball bearing, I did not mention it. Okay, ball bearing also reduces the rolling friction. Clear. Next one, lubricants, using oils. Fourth one is streamlining of the vehicles. Okay, these are the to avoid the friction. They do expect in 1 mark or 2 marks. How do we avoid the friction? What are the what measures we need to take? Okay, what are the methods to reduce the friction? You can write using lubricants, using by polishing the surfaces, using ball bearings and streamlining. Disadvantages, power loss or energy loss due to friction. We need to put more effort. Okay, types of the friction, static, kinetic and rolling friction. We studied static friction advantages. What is the help of the static friction on the level road and the backward road, and based on that, the speeds of the vehicle on the backward road and level road we have seen. Right? With this, our chapter is over. In the next discussion, we will see the exercise problem. Okay? In the next class, you open with sit with the textbook. Right? I will explain one by one problems given in exercises. We'll meet in the next class.